Today we're going to be talking about Eiyuden Chronicle, 100 Heroes. It is the new game from the creator of Suikoden, the Suikoden series. He is Yoshitaka Murayama. He is the creator of Suikoden, produced, wrote, and directed Suikoden 1, 2, and 3. Some of, in my opinion, the greatest JRPGs of all time. You could really see how the Suikoden series fell off after the third one, but it did kind of come back a little bit in Suikoden 5. That was actually a good game. But after Suikoden 3, I'm not sure what happened. Maybe someone else can tell me what happened with Murayama after the end of Suikoden 3, but he didn't even make it to the end of that game, I think. I'm pretty sure he left before the game released. Ended up not doing a ton of games after that until The Alliance Alive, where he came back and did scenario writing for that game, and now he is here with Eiyuden Chronicle, his new game, his new series. He also was a part of Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, which is another game in the series, but it's quite different. It is a action RPG. We're mostly going to be focusing on Eiyuden Chronicles, Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. That is more of a traditional JRPG in a HD 2D style, 2.5D, whatever you want to call it, something similar to the Octopath Traveler series in terms of how it looks, not how it plays. At least I don't think. So far it looks quite a bit different. Obviously, there are designers and everything that are from the original Suikoden series. They've brought back some people from that. So it's going to look a lot more like that, but in that HD 2D style. And so the basic premise of it is something kind of similar to the old Suikoden games, where you have this empire that is looking to expand their power by looking for these things called rune lenses, which I feel like kind of take the place of the old true runes and the runes from the Suikoden series. They're looking for these things, they're artifacts that have a lot of power, and trying to become more powerful, and it is creating conflict, and that conflict will be with you. There are 3 protagonists, it seems like, that all come together and form this group, and then they move on together to recruit 100 heroes. So that is kind of the entire main part of the game will start, where you are starting to recruit all of these heroes to your group. So some of the other developers that worked on it are include Junichi Murakami, who worked on Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, Junko Kawano, who was the original character designer for Suikoden, and Suikoden 2, Suikoden 4, Suikoden Tactics, like a bunch of these games. So they're bringing back some of the people that worked on those games. They also brought on Motoi Sakuraba. So if you don't know who that is, he did the music for games like Dark Souls, if you've heard of that game, the Tales series, just a ton of games, a Star Ocean Second Story, a bunch of Star Ocean games. So there are a lot of big names that have come to this game, not just people that were from the original Suikoden games, but also new people that are big names in the Japanese video game scene. And you can tell that this game was made with a lot of love, and that they put a lot into this. They're counting on this to become something great. And it makes me really excited because, one, I loved Suikoden. One of the things that I wanted the most is for Konami to keep that going, but Konami just didn't want to do it. I don't know what the reason was, but I would guess it was probably financial related. Those games probably didn't do incredibly well. They didn't do like Square levels of success or whatever. And so they decided to do casino stuff instead. Um, but you know what? They can keep to that. That's fine. We'll just do Eiyuden Chronicles instead. So here is the trailer that I was going to be looking at. This is all you need to know about Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. So this will go over some of the key features. We're going to be breaking this down, looking at it, and tearing it apart a little bit to really get into what Eiyuden Chronicle is all about. So here you can kind of see what the setting's going to look like, what the heroes are going to look like. It does sort of a three-pronged protagonist thing, kind of similar to Suikoden 3, but it seems like they might group up pretty early instead of, Suikoden 3, you had large periods of time where you had only one of the three characters, and then eventually they came together and you chose one. I don't think this is going to do that, but you have the 100 heroes, and that's in the name, so there's going to be at least 100 characters that you're bringing together, putting them into your castle or your town, and then building your base back up. It has a very I hesitate to say grounded, just because there's so many fantastical elements to it, like supernatural elements to it, but one of the key features of Suikoden, and it seems like this game as well, is that there's a core conflict that is a bit more grounded. So you're looking at armies battling, human to human, shark person to human in some cases, I guess. But yeah, the designs in some of these characters are really amazing. The designs of the monsters look amazing. You have a lot of those people coming back from the old Suikoden games, so you're going to see a style that is probably somewhat similar to that. You also have this war mode, so there will be tactical battles, and it seems like that's going to be taking place on a grid. I did see other kinds of these tactical combats, if I remember right. There was maybe like a siege of some sort, so I'm not sure it's going to be all just like a flat plane. This is probably just showing us like one of the first early battles. So here is the town that you'll be building back up. As you collect these characters, they will expand that town into something more. That'll open up things like mini games. You saw a cooking minigame, a racing minigame. Some of the minigames were. It was a big part of the old Suikoden games, made it fun. Here's that siege that I was talking about. And yeah, it kind of expands into something massive after a while. And that's kind of the thing about Suikoden. You learned that there was this whole thing about true runes and about how they were part of creating the conflict and part of blowing up the more grounded fight between two different states into something much more sinister, and that is part of what made Suikoden great, and I think that's going to be what they do with Eiyuden Chronicle as well. It seems like there'll be some very grounded sort of conflict that you learn more and more about the mystery behind it as you go through. But yeah, I am super excited about this game. This is probably the game that I'm looking forward to the most in 2024. It's going to be coming out pretty soon, within a few months, April 23rd, 2024. You can already pre-order it. You can already play a game in that universe, Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, but that game is quite different. It's I think it was action RPG style combat, a lot different, but it does give you like a flavor taste if you want that. So you can kind of see what characters are going to be like, character designs, and those are going to be interesting because you did see there's like these shark people, there's these almost kangaroo looking people. That existed in the old Suikoden games, so it's not something new. Anthropomorphic, if that's even how you say that word, characters. That's gonna be a thing. But yeah, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be massive for people that are fans of JRPGs. This is the game that you should be looking at as something you're interested in, as a little bit of everything. Yeah, Eiyuden Chronicle, 100 Heroes, April 23rd, 2024, and that is gonna be coming out on, I think, more than just, yeah, it's on Steam, it's on Epic Games, PS4, PS5, Game Pass, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. So it's on pretty much everything. And that says Rising, but I'm pretty sure the same is true of 100 Heroes. See if anything's different. No, it pretty much same platforms. It just won't be on PS4, I guess. So yeah, Eiyuden Chronicle. Look it up more, do your research, check it out. It's gonna be great.